fino al centro del mondo. Tutto quello che ho, in mezzo a tutto questo bel casino, è un motivo per sentirmi vivo, è un motivo per sentirmi vivo. Tutto quello che ho, il sangue che mi arriva dritto al cuore, l'ossigeno che spinge a respirare, e una ragione grande come il mare, come il mare.
Welcome back everyone to the WEC Championship. Simon Boys on pole position from first Theo and P2. There with Iron Crow, Vita Alves, Nicholas Palomino, Kios Andale, UK Ball, Pauls with Cream, Mr. Bob, Marcus Adelaide, Donald Vendetto, Matthew Hart, Olga Carmona, Juan Villalobos, Davey Sequiera, Christian Bentley, Nubit Nunez Garcia, Enoch Q, Lam Fong, and Spiker CP. Welcome everyone to the Qatar 103 kilometers as the 5 red lights are coming on your screen to start this race. It's lights out and away we go. Good start for Sammy Boy off the front row. And Versio alongside him, he'll be aiming to try and get ahead of the Finnair track line as soon as possible into turn 1. It is Sammy Boy who's leading. He's fended off Versio for now, who's already back on the attack as they head round that corner, and Versio has made contact there over Encro and spinning round into the gravel. It is a devastating start for them two, as Encro's just made more contact with Versio there. Intentional or not, well, that's just not ideal anyways, and that has allowed Simon Boy to absolutely fly away. However, that is an incident which looks very intentional, and for Simon Boy, that's just a thing that cannot be tolerated. That Vita Alves in P2 from Nicholas Palomino, who's managed to get up into the podium places, now in 3rd place. From Chaos Andale and Paul's Cream rounded off your top 5. It's now an 11-second lead for Sammy Boy. Yeah, that is just really bad. That the stewards will 100% be looking at that incident, because that is just completely unacceptable. As now Juan Villalobos goes on the inside ahead of Nunez Garcia, and out of the race goes Mr. Bob in the Alpine. And you can see his car just up there. Don't know what that was. That could have been an engine failure actually, considering the fact that he was just stopped on the straight like that. It's now a virtual safety car. Muscovy just halted at the moment. Versio though got very lucky not to have been out the race. His car damage, his car percentage down on 16%. It's an absolute miracle that he's still in this. Well done to him for actually being in it still anyways. But we continue on. We are back green once more, and I can't wait to see the racing that we get. As Olga Carmona on board with her right now, just behind Donald Benedetto in the Peugeot, using that battery. But I think the Benedetto was too, who runs wide a bit there. Luckily for him, he's not lost any grip. He's managed to keep things nice and clean. Juan Villalobos fastest in the first sector by a whole second, of course. People have been starting their laps at different speeds. That's obviously affecting the times. They'll be soon getting a steward's decision on Sammy Boy after that lap 1 incident. And now Juan Villalobos trying to go for a move on Davey Sequiera, who tries to force him as wide as possible. Now Sequiera has managed to get away with that, and Villalobos is out actually. Villalobos has hit the wall all the way over there, so yeah, we need to be putting our cameras towards there, because very clearly that's a spot where the drivers are crashing out at. And that is once again another virtual safety car to add to the total that we've already got. Vita Alves soon make his debut in Formula 1 with the Ford team. Sorry, not the Ford team. I forgot what team it was, but yeah. He's soon make his debut in Formula 1, and he's here in the Ford team WEC. Running P2 as we are green once more on Palomino. He'll be wanting to get ahead of that Ford as soon as possible. He's got more experience than that Ford, so he can use that experience wisely. and yeah, he'll be trying to get up into second place soon. And UK will seem a bit slow there, actually, as he tries to get closer to Marcus Adelaide, unable to get ahead of him though. Power Motorsport remaining ahead of the Alpine, as his tyres now are wearing out. Simon Boy should be coming in the pit soon. He's already got that 12-second margin. With thin air track lines, and I think everyone just knows what could happen. Out goes Paul's McCream there, as he has smashed right into that wall once again. It's another retirement right there. So yeah. Oh god, this is not safe at all. And into the pits there comes Chaos Andley for Freedom Racing. There we go, he leaves the pits. UK Ball also coming in. He won't get as much of an advantage as Andalay, and he moves on to the soft tyres. Andalay himself had moved on to the hards. 3 retirement, 3 completed laps. That's what we have at the moment, as Carmona trying to hold off Davy Secchiera, who is on the attack. And in the first sector, into the wall goes UK Ball, crashing with Spiker CB in the Aston Martin. Now he's lucky because no one's out. He managed to survive. Very lucky. There's a look to P6, Matthew Hart, reigning champion, now in that position. If some more DNFs can happen in front of him though, he'll be on course for a good result today. As Chaos Andalay getting close to the wall in the Freedom Racing. Being pretty aggressive, he's got the battery and he's used it really well with an incredible move there. But that move is not secured, and fighting is Nunez Garcia now alongside David Secchiera. His tyres though are very much worn out and down the straight. Secchiera is a lot quicker, and in fact he's even got the DRS overtaking assistance as well. That's on got right back up onto the end of Honka Carmona, whose tyres are shredded like cheese at the moment. 40% right there. I'm surprised Simon Boy has not came into the pits yet. He's got a massive lead he can play around with, so yeah, that's right, he could probably afford an extra stop. Lam Fong leaving the pit lane, and Versio set the fastest lap of the race. Ferrari AF Corso will be hoping for a better result than this though in the future, because this most certainly is not a good result. And into the pits comes the Aston Martin. And he now leaves his pit box, but Simon Boy is in the pits. He's made the pit stop that we all expected. So now he'll just be on his way to win, I guess. However, of course, whether he gets disqualified or not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would happen. Dominic Bandero is going to be leaving the pits very soon. He just needs to get his tyres changed to the virtual safety car. And out goes Lam Fong and UK Ball. Both out of the race there. Both into the wall. Honestly, I thought the retirements there were done, but I guess not. Palomino and Adelaide now separated by almost nothing. Adelaide can easily try and catch Palomino here, as virtual safety car is ending. And we go green. It's been a better restart for Nicholas Palomino, which is crucial considering he's on the tyre that has a lot more wear. So great stuff for Palomino, but the extra grip of Adelaide's mediums is just going to massively outclass the Toyota's soft, and Adelaide straight up into the lead of this race. Palomino could try and fight this one back, and using his battery, he's managed to get himself right up there. Back into first for Adelaide being aggressive. Palomino pretty much falls off the track there. Adelaide also off the track as well, but he's back into the lead. And Palomino's slowing around the final corner. He's going to come into the pit lane and get his tyres changed. A.G.E will stay out for another lap. But the hope for Palomino right now would be that a virtual safety car would come out. But that is not happening. No virtual safety cars coming out. Oinkro is also into the pit lane. And Palomino moving on to a fresh set of tyres. And he's got the hards on for him, which is probably a good bet to go on. Oinkro serving his penalty as he now moves on to the set of hard tyres. That's always going to be the more popular choice for this high wear extreme tyre model. Cyborg though a lot quicker than Adelaide at the moment. I don't know if it's worth Adelaide fighting. And Cyborg has made contact with Marcus Adelaide, and Adelaide is out of the race. Cyborg I think is also out as well. And there we go. Chaos Adelaide is now the leader of this race. Legitimate leader as well. But also I don't know what happened there. Cyborg and Marcus Adelaide coming together at the right-hander. But yeah, it's another incident that may have to be investigated anyways. And we go green. I forget how Blake just drive without any worries at the moment. David Sergio will be worried. He's got his teammate Viter Alves right behind. And Alves is just getting closer and closer to Sergio though. He needs to come into pit soon. And Alves is going to just get straight by before the start finish line. Up into second place. Both of them teams using their battery down the straight. Also, Bentley and Palomino both using their battery. They're flying into turn 1 at incredible speed. They're literally touching. Palomino having to literally hold on to Bentley's car there. Otherwise, he would have just been forced off the track. The two are wheel to wheel now. Into turn 4. Bentley holds Palomino off there and is still in P6. Palomino down in 7th. Bentley cutting off Palomino, who's now deploying his battery, but Bentley is copying. And the two still side by side on the edge of the track limits, literally. And Palomino's still unable to get by despite having the fresher tyres compared to Christie and Bentley. Incredible racing from those two, and I would love to see more battles like that. And out of the race there goes Benedetto. As you can see, that's his car just sending it off into the barriers. It looks like he had hit the wall there. That's just another virtual safety car that has been called there. Wonder if any team will make the choice to go and pit. Like Dave Sarkera, he's going to have to come in, but by the time he reaches the pit entry, the virtual safety car would be ending, so no point in... See what I said? Right there. Virtual safety car ending, and we go green. However, it has been an awful restart there. Matthew Hart should easily have this position. Using his battery, he's trying to threaten Sergio, touching Sergio as well. The two still side by side, and Matthew Hart is up in the 3rd. And he made a lovely move around the outside of turn 2. Honestly, can't complain. That was a fair, clean move from Matthew Hart. Is now on the chase for Viter Alves and the Chaos Adelaide. Speaking of chaos, this race has been full of it. We had a lot of chaos this race, so many retirements already. And Matthew Hart just even closing that gap. I'm just hoping that these cameras will wind further back. But right now it's just focusing on Matthew Hart, which is quite annoying because there's no battle there. There's literally no battle there. What are these cameras doing? Anyway, I'm sure about that. Adelaide and Alves have both stayed out as we head on to the 10th lap of the race. This race actually went by pretty quickly when you think about it. The entire top 10 all on hard tyres. First Theo now Theo can do 10 laps on the hards. First Theo can make a pit stop on the hard tyres and get to the end of the race. Oinkro set the fastest lap of everyone in the Aston Martin, and he is in P7. The Palomino getting close to Bentley, but I think Dave Cerqueira could be caught this lap. Bentley's tyres are 6 laps fresher than Dave Cerqueira's. Versio in for his 3rd stop of the day. It's safe to say it has been a bad day for Versio, as he moves on to the hard tyres. That was expected. He can now easily get to the end of this race. Just has to manage 10 laps. And now Matthew Hart should be brought up into the race lead as Chaos Handley has pit. And there we go, the reigning champion is now the race leader. Incredible stuff there. Good comeback as well from him. Chaos Handley moves on to the set of medium tyres. Dave Cerqueira in as well. That's going to be his first stop, and it is a stop for soft. He'll be making at least one more stop in today's race. Now Christian Bentley closing in on Nicholas Palomino. Palomino back ahead. Bentley on the worst tyres. He's going to find it difficult to try and stay within the Toyota unless his battery is better. And no, Palomino still has the better battery than Christian Bentley. So that should probably be a concern on Christian's end. He got worse tyres and a worse battery. Palomino flying away. He's actually deploying it so Bentley can't get near. And also the recharging of these batteries is really good, so this does most certainly mean for Nicholas Palomino, he's got Bentley covered. And he's still got 49% left. Christian Bentley has the same amount and he's a couple seconds off, and out of the race goes Nunez Garcia. And once again it's the same place as before. It's virtual safety car playing in everyone's hands, but it may play in Christian Bentley's hands because he's made the call to come into the pits. The team putting him onto a set of soft tyres. They may as well, it's a cheap pit stop, so you may as well get some cheap performance while you're at it. He's leaving the pits, but look at that. His teammate Chaos Handley's there, and Christian Bentley's just came out ahead of him on Carmona. An absolute miracle there. Don't know how they managed to do that, as Handley getting very close to Carmona through turn 1 and turn 2. Carmona staying ahead. Possibly just hungry for the 5th position, but Bentley is not stupid. He deployed that battery and he is pulled away from the 2. Yeah, if he got stuck behind those 2, his race would pretty much be over. He'd be stuck behind them for ages, and that would have been a lot of lost time. These two continuing the battle. It's honestly a great battle to see as well. Carmona and Adelaide getting ahead of Carmona. The Freedom Racing promoted up to 6th. That team now running 5th and 6th at the moment in today's race. I'm just going to stay on board with Carmona just in case a crash happens there. Matthew Hart starting the 13th lap of this race. However, he'll probably come in the pits towards the end to get a fresh set of tyres and hopefully for himself guarantee this race win. However, don't discount Nicholas Palomino. Alves is most certainly probably going to pit. Hell, you don't even discount Christian Bentley, because look at him. He's flying. He's on fresh tyres. Who knows what will happen with him. I don't think their tyres will make it to the end though, but if he keeps up some solid pace, then who's to say that he won't have a chance of winning? But he could still win it. There's still that chance. We are now looking at Matthew Hart heading into the final corner of the racetrack. And he has stayed out. He's not going to pit. Right around may pit. Lockheed closing in on David Cerqueira. And Alves has stayed out, which is a surprise to me. Palomino has boxed. A great opportunity for Palomino and Toyota. They could see themselves with another position, as they could get ahead of right around if they have a good outlap. get the tyres on. It's soft tyres on. 40 plus Palomino, 5 laps from them. That's going to be very weird. Actually, that's 6 including the current lap. I'm not sure, but there's Palomino leaving the pit lane, and he's got complete clean air. Versio and Spike CV 10th and 11th, miles behind the rest of the pack, so yeah, no worries there. Q alongside and making contact with David Secchiera. The two are out of the race. Teammates in the RL IndyCar, and they just took each other out. That there's going to be very, very dramatic, I can say for sure. But that's another 2 retirements to add on to this list. So far, we only have 9 cars that will finish. Surely, this has got to have been the most chaotic WEC race we've ever seen. The new regulations really are helping out with bringing the chaos. And Bentley moves ahead of Outer Alps. He now up into second place, 4.7 seconds off of Matthew Hart and counting. 3.8. Matthew Hart stays out. Christian Bentley probably drew a pit stop. And he's still got a really good battery. But Ralph's using his DRS, but he's refusing to use his battery at the moment down the straight. Obviously, Matthew Hart and Christian Bentley, not a battle worth fighting. In the pits for the second time today comes Owen Crow, the Aston Martin. Just watch the gap though between Hart and Bentley. It is just coming down. And very interesting camera angle there. Thank you, cameraman. Yeah, look at the pace now. Hart finally decides to use battery, but Bentley as well. He's also decided to use battery, and he's just doing perfectly with it at the moment. I said don't discount Bentley from this race, and look at this. Bentley now within a good shot of the race win. So yeah, who's going to win this race? I don't know. But here we go. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Hart aggressively cut across Bentley. You can't be doing that. That is illegal in the world of motorsport. And heading down the main straight. That there, Matthew Hart can't get ahead. Christian Bentley at 327 kilometers an hour is able to slow his car down. And he is up into the lead of the 103 kilometers of Qatar. Vittoral's coming into the pit lane. And that is for the second time he's moved on to a set of soft tyres to end this race off. But yeah, Bentley knows the task ahead. He knows he should be using his battery, and he's used it wisely. They've got 4 more laps to go, including the current one. So, Bentley, he's got a decision to make. Should he come in the pits, or should he stay out? Well, yeah, them tyres, they will not make it to the end. Bentley, if he wants to win, will need to come into the pit lane to go into another set of tyres. Look at that, he's already pulled out a massive gap to Matthew Hart. 7 seconds between the 1 tyres is amazing. Bentley has opted to stay out there. Matthew Hart coming around the final corner slow. He's coming into the pit lane. Charles Adelaide's going to follow him in. Palomino's going to stay out. Now he is in the contention for this win as well. If Bentley was to pit, he'd have to try and get back ahead of Palomino. So yeah, the race is truly on. I believe this is going to be a battle between Bentley and Palomino by the end of this race. Because realistically, Bentley needs to pit. Them tyres will not make it to the end, as I've already stated. The battle on strategy, that's what WEC races are like. Bad strategy, you're not even going to win. Doesn't matter if you're the best driver in the world, you're not going to win. Because you've had a bad strategy. Strategy is so important in WEC. The high tyre wear models as well ensure that so many different strategies are possible. And that's just the magic of the series. Teams will genuinely keep a car. However, the balance of performance, that comes into place. It impacts the drivers. so it impacts the cars, creates a level playing field, and it's just all about the strategy. Lap 18 out of 19 begins, 2 laps to go, and 18% of Christian Bentley's tyres. Yeah, his race might be over right now if he doesn't come in the pits. Nicholas Palomino as well. He's doing well, his tyres should get to the end. Old Carmona under threat from Vital Ralphs and down the main straight. Alves is just straight through. No issues at all for Ford. Carmona has been overtaken. She's lost her podium spot to Vital. Bentley's tyres getting very bad right now, 12%. The pit stop is just necessary now. Tyres down onto 11, 10. They're gonna puncture at any time now. If they don't puncture at random, then they'll puncture sometime in the next lap. Simply because of the tyre wear. But Bentley has stayed out. I don't know what Free Racing are doing here. I don't know what they think will happen. But Bentley gets the end without a puncture. That is most certainly not going to happen. He will be getting a puncture no matter what. Which means Owen Crow, if he pushes hard enough, does have a shot here at podium places. But Matthew Hart ruined that as he got into 4th. And yeah, the Scotsman flying here. Did not expect that one. Matthew Hart in P4 right now. And 1% for Christian Bentley. Palomino was already gaining on Bentley. They've hit 0. And the punctures will come on anytime now. There we go. The punctures have happened. And there's still just over a second to go. The Free Racing just stuck there in the straight. Palomino narrowly avoids him. And the Toyota is up into 1st. Michael Ralphs is now catching up. He should be up into 2nd place here. And flying around there. At incredible speeds. Matthew Hart didn't even look to avoid him. No, he's not! Massive hit! And out goes Matthew Hart and Christian Bentley. And upside down as well is Christian Bentley. But Palomino comes home to win the 103 kilometers of Qatar. And the start, the first round of the WEC season. If we're going to get this Mount Chaos over race, well, give me a popcorn bucket because I'm going to need it. Martin Ralphs comes home for 2nd place, and Iron Crow, in the end, he will be getting P3 after Hart and Bentley smashed into each other. Great race on debut for Iron Crow. And Adelaide comes home for 4th. Old Cowboy is going to finish P5. Therefore, it's like to CB, despite their awful races, they're still going to be getting P7 and P6 with Spike CB and Versio respectively. But yeah, it's been a great race. I'm actually genuinely excited for the next one. And across the line, Versio and finally Spike CB, 7 cars out of the 20 that started have ended up finishing. Nicholas Palomino, your race winner today from Vital Ralphs and Iron Crow. 3 different manufacturers all on the podium. And Palomino is the one who drove his car to victory. Him and Toyota will be delighted for that one. But with that, let's listen to the Spanish national anthem. Palomino wins today from Ralphs and Iron Crow. Then after that is Chaos Adelaide on Carmona, Vestio and Spiker CB. Upholstery retirements going from Matthew Hart all the way down to Mr. Bob. Yeah, a lot of teams completely took out from that race. It's been an incredible one though, and I hope we get more incredible racing like this. Can't wait to see you next time when the APX WEC returns for round 2 of the championship.